There's a couple of different ways that you start a divorce case. I would write a letter to your wife, explain who I am, very general, vanilla type of a letter where we're not trying to get anybody upset or aggravated. You want to try to manage and control emotions as best you can, just based on the area of law that we're in. If one of the parties is upset, the general idea is something bad's going to happen. Some decision is going to be made, and then there's going to be a reaction. So you try to minimize that. You try not to be inflammatory in any way. But at the same time, you want to be direct and you want to be assertive, right? Because you don't want to empower the other person to just be able to dictate the way the case is going to go. The first two things that have to happen in every single case from the beginning, we have to have a discussion about the bills being paid, and we have to have a discussion about you having access to the kids. So there's a concept of status quo. The status quo is going to be dominant throughout the majority of the case unless there's a reason to deviate from it, which means you saw your kids before you decided to get a divorce, you're going to see them after the divorce. The second alternative is to file a complaint for divorce, where we're literally formally writing to the court in the initial pleading, where you're expressing certain facts and allegations in the complaint, and you're asking the court to give you a divorce. It's a process that when we get it back from the court with a stamp and a file mark on it, we then serve it on her or her attorney. We try to avoid one person just running the show. We make sure that everything is transparent. We want to make sure that there's discovery is being done, which I explained to you is what the forensic accountant does. I try to get him the documents and information. We also try to get information from your wife and through counsel, and they're going to get information from you. So there's a process in the case where we're learning, and that's the discovery process. While we're doing that, we want to make sure everything is calm. By now, if everything's smoothly, maybe we're filed and we're in the system, maybe we're not. We decide that as we go. But then we're now in the settlement stage of the case because we don't need any more information. You and I sit down and we go through what I think the high and the low is on each issue, so that again, you know the range. Hopefully I'm within the same range that I gave you today at the initial consult. I'd like to see a proposal made by each side, because by now everybody knows the issues, they all know the numbers, discovery's done. There's no reason why we can't throw a proposal out there. We pick a mutual date, we exchange proposals on that date. Generally, our proposal is not going to be our best and final offer, right? So we're going to be the floor, which is the low part, and then their offer conversely is going to be shooting for the moon, and they're the ceiling, all right? So you have a floor and a ceiling, and we generally have 10 feet of room to move. There's cases that we can't get it down any further. Once we get to that stage, you try to elicit some help. So we either try to hire a retired judge or an attorney that specializes in mediation that'll act as a third party. Nothing leaves the office without my review. You don't get double billed for it unless it's really substantive and meaningful review. You don't get billed for every email. You will not see an entry on your billing sheet for email to and from client 15 times that day. It's not going to happen. 99% of the time I will be in court with you. Anytime there's a settlement conference, anytime there's going to be an opportunity where we're going to be settling issues of any finances or any significance, you'll be with me.